One of the fabulous tales of the war now being made public concerns the great Navy radio sending station built in the utmost secrecy in Haiku Valley, windward Oahu, starting in 1942. And that is from the Star Bulletin, October 25th, 1946.
Hi, I'm Charlotte, and this is Too Close to Home. Now with our hosts, Jen and Becky.
And we have no introductions needed today. We had a beautiful MC ourselves. Isn't that exciting?
That's right.
It's my baby niece. This feels awkward. I don't know why I broke my brain. I was like, I had a line, and then it was like...
Well, we can still say this is Becky.
Yeah.
And this is Jen.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That way they know which voice is which.
That's right, because they might be confused.
Or we could just leave this in and let them know this is what it's like.
It is, yeah.
You know what? Let's do it.
When we really say we don't rehearse or anything, we don't. And here you go. Now you know.
You're welcome to that little tidbit. We didn't even have a Patreon for it. You know what I mean? We free.
That's right.
All we ask is that you subscribe.
Like and rate.
Maybe buy our merch.
So today we're going to cover Daylenn Pua. He is a young man in Hawaii, and we're going to talk about his adventure walking the Stairway to Heaven.
I'm really excited about this.
Not the song, the place.
The place. No Led Zeppelin today.
And we're going to talk a little bit about his trip, talk about what happened, what he saw, and then we're going to do some history over the stairs because your girl loves some history.
Her story. Oh.
I love history. My girl Jen loves history. Our fans love history, I think. Otherwise, they wouldn't listen because we do cover a lot of historical stuff.
We really do. We love us some history. You know what? PBS needs to contact us once they get funding again.
That's right. Because, I mean, don't we already promote them with...
The More You Know.
Wasn't that a PBS special?
That is.
Okay. Okay.
The More You Know. Shooting star.
We need to make a similar thing like that for one of our merch shirts because I'd love to buy one and wear it.
Absolutely.
All right. So to the story. 18-year-old Daylenn was a high school senior from Hawaii Island visiting Oahu to see his grandmother. He came from a big family, one of 7 children. His grandmother described him as an adventurous person who loved to sing and dance hula. She said he always lights up the day. And see, I hope I'm never someone that lights up the room or the day because those are the people that some bad stuff always happens to.
Oh, absolutely not. No. Like it's like that TikTok where it's talking about, oh yeah, she was hell on wheels. Yeah, nobody liked her. She was a real fucking bitch. I want them to say that about me.
I do too, because one, that probably narrows down the suspect pool. Who did I piss off the most?
Who did you piss off the most? And also, I'm probably going to have a long life. They're going to be like, that old bitch would not fucking die.
The devil didn't even want her.
The devil didn't even want her.
But Daylenn was not that. He was a sweet boy. As an adventurer, Daylenn decided he was going to hike the Haiku Stairs. It's going to be a long day of recording. His grandmother told him not to do it. Besides the danger that the stairs embodied, it was an illegal hike and had been closed since 1987. So before we get into his hike, let's do a little history of the stairs. The Haiku Stairs, which are commonly called the Stairway to Heaven, were originally built in 1942 by the U.S. Navy as a top secret facility for transmitting radio signals to ships in the Pacific during World War II.
You know, Stranger Things would have been much different had it taken place in Hawaii. There's secret government research. I'm just sorry. That was just exactly, I just started thinking about all the kids from Stranger Things, but in Hawaii setting. But it was like the 80s Hawaii, you know what I mean?
I haven't watched Stranger Things, but as much as everybody talks about it and how hyped it is, I need to watch it.
It's really good. The kids are just hysterical. Maybe the storyline isn't the best sometimes, okay? Sometimes it's a little ridiculous.
Is this just a warning for me before I start it?
Yeah. But it's good. It's like got a lot of nostalgia to it, you know?
Keep in mind when you say the storyline is ridiculous, I'm obsessed with the Jurassic Park movies. Those get to be a little ridiculous, too.
That is serious business.
Nobody's playing about the dinos.
Our friends over at Don't Go Out There, they did recently Jurassic World. And I was like, this is one of my most quotable movies. I was like, technology and violence, not good bedfellows. The hide, you go high and you hide. Sorry.
So the origin of the area starts with the name Haiku.
Also, it was also filmed in Hawaii. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I know. Remember, I sent you the Raptor tour I want to go on when we go to Hawaii?
Look at us. It's all coming together.
We're also now, when we go, going to add this to the list of places.
Oh, absolutely. We're not going to go all the way up that Sari. We're going to stand at the bottom and admire it.
And my next story also takes place in Hawaii, so I have more places for us to visit.
It's obligation.
It is.
For you guys. We'll take that bullet for you.
We will. It is one of approximately 45 areas that together make up Oahu Puhaha. I have it enunciated out, so I think I'm right. Of the Windward Shore. And a puhaha is an innovative resource-sharing enterprise. It is characterized by land divided into large wedges from the mountains to the ocean. The wedges are large enough so that people of each puhaha have all that they need to thrive. In ancient times, plants were gathered in the forest and farmed in the carefully irrigated areas. These cultivations across the terrain allowed people to live on higher ground along the mountain, but irrigate land and grow crops. Basically, they built systems up the mountains to be able to live all the way up and down the top and grow stuff. And they were like cut into like pie pieces along, and each group lived on one of those and cultivated it and irrigated
Growing
it.
and cultivating things in Hawaii is extremely difficult.
Yes.
You wonder how I know? Because on Homestead Rescue, they went last week to help a family in Hawaii. There was some kind of like slug that gets on the plants and infects the water and stuff, and it makes you really sick, and it only killed one of the guys. And they were getting their water out of these nasty... We would have not made it. We would have said, you know what? Throw me off now. Where's the volcano?
My tummy's already too sensitive. I will raise my hand and be sacrificed. Throw me in the volcano.
It's like, throw me in. Had an outhouse that like 2 families had to use.
Falling in the volcano would have to hurt less than my tummy does on
No,
some
really,
days.
it really would. It'd be like, thank you, Jesus. Take me now.
So tragically, although the cultural and ecological conditions of the valley had remained fairly stable throughout the centuries, when the Navy built the radio communications facility, it was accompanied by a series of devastations. Many Hawaiian families were relocated away from their ancestral grounds, and sacred sites were razed to the ground. And I don't know about you, but white people coming in and taking indigenous people's land, that doesn't sound right.
That's never happened in America.
Never.
Do you know there's like you probably do know this now after all your research, but I recently heard about there's like a land grant kind of like program where they're trying to get Native Hawaiians back their homes, and that you have to be on this list, but like people die while waiting. Like,
I'm
this
sure.
one like my dad's been on the list since 1992, and I'm his recipient in case he dies, so I could get the land. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Like, just get on the list and wait. I promise it'll be like a week.
Yeah. Wink.
Centuries later, people are still waiting. You know, the Hawaiian people were a lot like indigenous people here. You know, they really took care of their land, used things the correct way, respected the land. And then we came in and just were like, nah, fam.
Like
you're doing it wrong. You got to fuck it all up.
I'm going to I'm going to put some diseases out here. I'm going to bring invasive plants. I'm going to bring slaves.
Probably brought the slugs.
Probably brought the fucking slugs. And that's why we can't have a good time. Damn white people. Like both of us.
Almost all the endemic and native plant life that made the valley were destroyed as the military built roads and buildings as part of their war effort. Now, the Haiku Ladder, as it was first called, was built in Haiku beginning in 1942 as part of the top secret U.S. Navy radio station. The U.S. Navy had begun its World War II preparations in Hawaii in 1939. Prior to that, there were no separate Atlantic and Pacific fleets, and Pearl Harbor was a small unit with little significance. After the outbreak of war in Europe in 1939, however, President Roosevelt declared a state of national emergency, and the Navy began to send part of their fleet to Pearl Harbor for the purpose of deterring Japanese movement into the Dutch East Indies. The position of the naval forces to Hawaii began as a temporary movement, but by the summer of 1940, the chief of naval operations determined that the fleet would remain indefinitely. And then, on December 7th, 1941, what happened? Pearl Harbor. The Navy fleet at Pearl Harbor fell under a surprise aerial attack. Overnight, the islands of Hawaii were transformed.
Wasn't Ben Affleck there? I don't know. I didn't watch the movie, but
He was, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I
guys.
hate that movie. So, like, your dude gets hurt and you go bang his best friend. Like
really?
Come on. Do better, people.
Do better.
There are millions and millions of people. You ain't got to do the bestie, okay?
There's plenty of other fish in the sea besides the best friends.
Exactly. The people were fearful of future attacks as the military struggled to repair the damage from Pearl Harbor bomb raid. The island was rapidly prepared to be the base center of America's World War II Pacific military efforts. Early in 1942, the proposal was put forward to build a radio communication system in Hawaii. Plans were made for the construction and design of the facility. On May 14, 1942, a summary of costs was written by the 5 members of the CPNAB for an estimate of a radio transmitting station. The estimate contained a detailed listing using the transmitter building, which included the cost for clearing the site, 850 cubic yards of concrete, and 136 550 pounds of reinforced steel to construct the bomb-proof structure. It also included the cost of installing a 10-ton crane.
Whew.
This crane currently remains in place at the transmitter building at the Omega Station in Haiku Valley. That shit's still there. Almost 100 years later, it's still there.
That's insane.
But when you go and look at pictures of where this transmitter is and how you get there, I mean, there really is no other option.
Yeah, like
than
that's
to
a,
leave
that's
it
a
there.
one and done. We're leaving you.
Yes. And before I start talking too much more about the building of it and the construction, the reason I included the part about them using the irrigation canals and living in the wedges of the mountain is because when you visually try to think of what it looks like, think of it as a big mountainous area, but it's not like your mountains in like the north where there's all the trees and everything. You know, it's just like basically like green grass. Obviously there's trees and whatnot, but not like it is up north.
Right.
And there is what looks like little, what would you call little crevices.
Gonna fight him.
Little crevices all down the mountain. So it literally looks like, you know, they were formed from water running over and over them.
Yeah, from erosion over time. Yeah.
Yes. So there's no like just walking up the side of this thing. There's no clearing and putting
Unless you're
a
Spider-Man.
road. Yes. It's very difficult because a lot of their sediment is from volcanoes as well. So it's not like just a big rock.
Yeah.
Like the mountains are in like the north here. The estimate for the design and construction of the antennas anchors included costs for cableways to the ridges, lateral transport along the ridges, hoist and hoist houses, rigging gear, special tools, excavation and rock trimming, and a large sum for contingencies. The initial estimate attempted to prepare for the ability to make full use of the radio station as soon as possible. It allowed for not only the construction of the transmitter building and cableways, but also telephone installation, roads, a fence, topographic survey, and quarters for 35 men. The total estimate for the transformer building was $598,300, which is a lot in 1942. That's a lot now.
Lot.
But that's a lot.
People were
then.
getting paid like 10 cents a week. I remember my grandpa, like, he told me, you know what I made when I met your grandma? $7 a week.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. So I can imagine you've been like, that's a lot of money. Also, you have to have stuff that's going to be able to withstand a salty rainforest environment.
Yes. And bombs.
And bombs. Well, that's important too, yes. Very important.
Haiku Valley was chosen for the top secret radio station because of its topography. A site was needed that had 2 mountain walls rising as vertically as possible, both a similar height over 2,000 feet and with flat land in between. By studying a coast and geodetic map, it was determined that the walls of Haiku Valley would be ideal. The walls of the mountains eroded into a series of cliffs like an amphitheater and opened towards the ocean. This would be the most ideal. On May 25th, 1942, the valley was sketched out by Lieutenant Butzine. Butzine's early sketch indicated both options of placement of aerials on the ridges, 1,200 and 1,700 feet apart. It also placed 4 helix houses near the center of the valley, one for each of the cables, a transmitter building at the helix houses near the entrance of the valley, and a building that would serve as a quarters for 35 men, also near the entrance and the transmitter. Building the U.S. Navy radio station in Haiku Valley was one of the most complex and perplexing jobs of the Pacific Offense. Construction of the top-secret U.S. Navy station in Haiku Valley that was started in 1942 was built using the topographic of the surrounding cliffs, the most innovative technology at the time. Maps that somebody drew was the most innovative technology at the time.
Cutting fucking edge. And by that, they mean a paper cut.
And I hope that Bob that drew this map put all the cliffs in the ditches, the holes, all in the right
put them
places.
all in the right spots.
I really hope so.
Somebody double checked behind them, too.
I ain't got no pictures of nothing. Just this map that Bob drew.
You mean Bob with one eye?
Once operational, the low-frequency radio station could send messages to submarines as far as Tokyo Harbor. And this was huge. They did not have anything like that, which is why they couldn't monitor when we were attacked.
Yeah.
And now they were like, all right. Y'all, we fucked around and found out. They bombed us. So we're going to have to get something that can tell us when they coming next time.
Yeah. So we ready.
We ready.
We'll fuck some people up.
We were surprised.
I'm proud to be an American.
We had just been surprise attacked in one of the most historical moments of our nation. We needed to do something to be better and more prepared. The community was struggling with the tension of living under martial law, including blackouts and curfews. Barbed wire was strung along the beaches as a vivid reminder of how vulnerable the islands were to attack. And I did not know that they were under martial law.
I didn't either.
After that. And I didn't know we done roped the whole island off with barbed wire.
Exactly. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
That's insane. I guess, like, in my context, I haven't really studied a whole lot about Pearl Harbor, only because it just sounds like a bummer. You know what I mean? And you know me, I do love
sound
a
like
bummer,
it, doesn't it?
But it also has been like romanticized, and there's all these like drama romance movies about it that it's just like, bleh.
Yeah, I pretty much know sucked for them.
Now, if I knew like there was martial law and some other crazy shit going down, kind of like akin to like how shit goes down at Jurassic Park. You know what I mean? I would be much more into it.
Exactly. Now you've piqued my interest. Martial law and barbed wire, I'm here for it.
Thank you.
I want to know more.
I don't want to see anybody making out. I want to see somebody get zapped.
Exactly. I want to see them trying to get over the barbed wire on the beach. That's what I want to see. The valley, however, was covered with dense vegetation and had large lava rocks. Huge twisted trees were tightly knit throughout the valley. Axes were used to chop through the trees as the first expeditions were made through the valley. Beyond clearing the valley, the largest problem facing construction of the radio station was finding a way to send the men to the top of the cliffs. The cliffs that semi-encircle the valley range between 1,800 and 2,800 feet.
In my brain, I just see Randy Quaid with a pilot's outfit on, being like, all right, guys, this is what we're going to do.
And we got to get to the top.
It sounds risky, but trust me. Just trust me.
Trust me. It's what my management at work says. And we're like, but we don't trust you.
Should we?
To further add to the problems of scaling the terrain was the fact that the dirt was often either crumbly lava or was muddy and unstable from the high amount of rain and fog. The contractors had considered sending requests back to the mainland for professional high scalers. But then it was brought to their attention that 2 such high scalers were already working on another tough military project in the nearby Red Hill. The 2 men, Bill Adams and Louis Otto, under the leadership of rigger Ray Cotherman, were known for their fierce determination and courage in conquering the heights. They began their climb up the steep slopes with 1 coil of rope, a rock pick sledgehammer, and some 3-foot steel pins. It took them 21 days to toll the route and reach the summit. So these dudes strapped some stuff on their back, took some, like basically railroad ties, and would just head into the mountain, step on that one, into another one, and that's how they got all the way to the top.
Yeah.
So they could come back down and tell them, all right, we found a way. This is what you got to do. Follow the holes that we made.
Follow the holes. It'd be really easy.
That's what I imagined happened. I'm sure it wasn't exactly those words. I'm sure I'm not quoting them.
Also, like, just the balls of steel for to be that. No. That's not going to be a me thing. No.
You think balls of steel? You should Google what it looks like, and then you're going to be like, oh no, these were titanium balls. Like,
Titanium.
they weren't even steel. They were stronger than that. Because not this girl.
You could see that shit from Mars.
I wouldn't even walk up the stairs they built, okay? No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Especially not for a nickel a day or whatever they made. I'm sure it was close to that.
They probably got that nickel and thought they were going to retire, okay?
They're like, I'll tell you what. If you climb to the top of this, we'll give you a shiny nickel. Say less.
Oh my God. I'd be shitting bricks.
Girl.
Nah.
They left spikes in place as they made their way to the top. These spikes were later used to hang sections of ladders on to make the trail more passable in the future. These ladders were later replaced by wooden stairs, and eventually the galvanized steel ladder was added. In many places along the Stairway to Heaven today, pieces of the original wooden stairs are still visible. I'm definitely not getting on some wood from the 40s and walking up the side of a mountain.
Absolutely not. Has any of these people played video games?
No, it's 42. They're not there. Video games aren't existing yet.
That's right. Shit, no. I'm not doing that.
You see it?
Shit, no.
Yeah.
Look at that, Kelly. Makes my legs hurt right now.
There's like,
I don't like regular stairs.
Right?
And then you add the risk with
there's
these.
like drone and helicopter videos you can watch where it goes all the way up to the tower. And I'm like, the stairway is pretty much along the very tippy top, the peak of the mountain. I'm like,
you know, there are people that like live for that. They live for going to the top of Mount Everest and Mount Kilimanjaro. I literally told my nephew this week that there's times that I haven't left my house in weeks. And he goes, wow, that's kind of sad. And I'm like, but I have everything here. It is perfect. I'm comfortable. This
happy.
is my Mount Everest. Okay, thank you.
I made it to the peak. Why leave?
Why?
Y'all crazy.
He's like, but what if you need this or what do you need that? That's what Uncle Jimmy's for.
And that's what DoorDash and delivery is for. Let them get out of their houses and do it.
Thank you. Have you tried this Texas heat? No, thank you.
Each steel section of the stairs is approximately 6 feet long, is made up of 8 steps with metal handrails on each side. They are each numbered and anchored to the mountainside with steel pins.
They definitely look like you need a tetanus shot.
Mm-hmm. The average slope of each section is 30 degrees. And to that I say, absolutely fucking nope for me.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, you could say 5-degree incline, and I'd be like,
You can
30 degree.
You can see sections of the stairs that still have some of the original pieces. And, you know, when you walk along a staircase now, you know, you got your one little handle you hold on to. Well, it's like piece of metal, another piece overlapping on top, the next one, another piece. So it's like when you watch something, they're like, I got to make it across. And they tie boards together and they're all like, that's what it still looks like in some places. I'm like, and it was built in the 40s?
Yeah. Before OSHA?
Exactly. No.
You know that shit was fucking wild out there.
No, thank you.
I wonder how many people died.
And built by the military. I've seen some of the things they built. I lived
when
in their houses.
When they say military grade, that's not a compliment. It's not. Military grade usually involves duct tape and wishes.
Although I would still rather fly in a military plane than a commercial one.
Especially right now.
People dodging other planes in the sky.
I was talking to someone the other day and he was like, I was with the FFA for like 30 years. And I was like, I almost asked him like, so how you feeling about everything right now?
So after World War II, the Navy transferred the radio station to the Coast Guard. Over the years, the stairs experienced some changes. Metal replaced the wood, ramps were added. They also started to attract hikers. So now we know a brief history of the stairs. I wanted to share this because I felt it plays a part in the main story involving Daylenn and his hike. We took land that belonged to indigenous people of the island, and we built a system to use for war. While my mind can understand the need and the purpose, especially after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, my slightly more morbid mind wonders what this change and use does to the spiritual world of the islands.
Mm-hmm.
But more on this later. Because we all know building on sacred land doesn't usually turn out good.
No. Have you seen Pet Sematary? You don't go down that road. Don't go down that road.
When I say the Haiku Stairs are absolutely breathtaking, I want you to take your mind and imagine mountain ranges covered in rich green vegetation. The mountains are sloped and the edges from the top to the bottom have deep cut ridges formed over years from volcanic eruptions. Along the upper peak of the mountain is carved out staircase. Literally the peak. The tippity top. Exactly.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like the helicopter, them going over the valley in Jurassic Park. The beautiful, lush valleys. Like it's just a jungle and gorgeous.
It's hard to imagine it being so dangerous when it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Spare no expense.
That's right. Along the upper peak of the mountain is carved out staircase. Literally, like I said, the tippity top. The staircase leads to the previous telecommunications base camp. I can only imagine the view from walking along the staircase, staring into the vastness of the ocean, overlooking the island, and truly seeing something that I could only be described as an absolute beauty. Now, I'm terrified of heights, so no thank you.
Right.
But the video and pictures of it are stunning.
I mean, very much. I would put it as my background on my computer.
I would, but I would not walk on it and take my own pictures.
Absolutely not. Not taking those chances.
Trust you other folks to do it for me.
I don't even like using the stairs at IKEA. Okay.
What
if I fell?
Went to my first NFL game, we were up high in the nosebleed section, and those stairs are so steep that I almost got onto my hands and knees. It
feels like it's rolling back towards the field, like it.
Yes,
like a concave, like
terrifying.
The first time we went to the rodeo, we had tickets, and it was like some tickets someone had won on the radio, and it was for the nosebleeds, and so we went all the way to the top. And as soon as I got out, I went, "No, fuck that, absolutely not. I don't care if they were free." No. We were up there by those speakers that are like 30 speakers long. I could feel like my muscles coming out of my legs.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. No. At first, after taking over responsibility for the stairs, the Coast Guard welcomed hikers to the stairs. However, in 1987, the Coast Guard officially closed the trail to visitors, citing vandalism and littering.
Rude. Okay.
I know. Rude.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
We littered, and that was okay by building the staircase, but you can't come throw your plastic bottle.
Dare you?
When the Coast Guard closed the station, they transferred the land and got it divided between city and state, and suddenly there was no real legal access. So people who wanted to climb the stairs found unofficial ways of getting in. Wasn't really too much of an issue until the volume kind of increased. Pager said the popularity of the stairs skyrocketed after they were featured in an episode of the original Magnum PI.
Of course.
And then, of course, with social media, the Haiku Stairs have basically gone viral.
Right.
So even though they used to have people like sneak in and stuff, it wasn't really too much of a problem.
Yeah.
And then everybody found out about it and they're like, oh, whoa. I want to go do that.
Do they like bill people for having to rescue them like they do with that one? There's one is like a dune that you go all the way down to the water, but you also have to walk all the way back up it. And it says at the top of it, if you go down here and we have to rescue you, it's $5,000 and we will bill you.
Oh, as they should. We said don't do it. You did it. We're supposed to spend our taxpayer money on you? No.
I think not.
You can pay for this. We'll come get you, but you going to pay for it. With the
take Klarna, Venmo, what was it? Afterpay?
Zelle? With the viral upgrowing of the area, the amount of illegal hikers is crazy. You can do a quick Google search, and there are countless videos, images, and blogs regarding hiking the stairs. I had to sift through so many garbage stuff about people hiking it and talking about it. And I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to find out about my boy here. I don't care about you illegally going up there.
Yeah.
I need some history on these stairs and about him. But I had to go through so much to get articles about him.
Especially
and
with
information.
It's gone viral.
Yes. Because you type it in and all these bloggers posts and everything come up. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want to see.
My favorite thing about going back to work in a customer service thing is like we'll get requests for from influencers, and this one lady sent her PR package and she's like, I have 1,000 followers.
Ma'am,
the delusion you have, madam, please let me know where I can get it. I too would want to live such a life.
I will say, if you could talk to them about sponsoring us, that'd be great. So now that we've covered all of that, we're going to talk about Daylenn. You have a brief history of the land and the evolution of the staircase. In 2015, while visiting his grandmother and urged not to make the climb, he ventured out anyway. Nonetheless, many attempt the hike as it offers stunning views of the Windward Island. Determined to make it to the top, hikers sometimes go a way through a back trail up the valley and end up on the mountain on the other side. considered more treacherous than the stairs, which that's terrifying because those stairs look scary enough. And you're telling me you're going up the scary way?
You're going to go up the less safe than the most treacherous way?
Okay. Yeah, you are an adventurer.
You see this pit of knives? No, you should. It's a shortcut, but you pass this pit of tigers and knives.
And cobras.
And cobras. And spider monkeys with rabies.
I'm good.
But it's a shortcut.
I'll take my chances on the Velociraptor tour, even if there were Velociraptors.
You clever girl.
Earlier that month, a storm had also made the stairs impassable, thanks to a landslide that took a portion of them out. It is believed that Daylenn went through the valley and not up the stairs, as he had mentioned in one of his last Facebook comments. The two trails that lead up the back part of the Haiku Stairs. There's the Ridge Trail, which is a popular way to do it, and then there's the Valley Trail, which is the less popular way. Ethan Pearson, president of Oahu Search and Rescue, told SF Gate in 2015, the junction of those two trails, the Ridge and the Valley, was not super well marked, and it is entirely possible that he went up the other way. So they think he went to go up the trails on the back and do the easier one, but he actually went up the harder one.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. We went up the easy one.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's like, no.
That poor kid.
You should have went left when you went right.
Because he lit up a room.
Exactly. The day before he left, he posted on Facebook how excited he was for the insane hike. In his latest public post on Thursday, February 26, he wrote, "And the hike begins, #Haiku. He left the morning at 6 a.m. and caught the bus to the trail. He texted photos to his family and friends of the trail a few hours later, but he was never seen again. A Honolulu Police Department spokesman confirmed to the news that Daylenn went missing on Thursday, February 26th and was reported missing on Friday, February 27th. The Honolulu Fire Department began its search Saturday morning. In Hawaii, its standard procedure for missing hikers is to search for them for 3 days, unless new information or more clues are found. The department's search...
That's actually kind of nice. You
get
3 days. Some of them give up the same day.
Yeah. They're like, you get 3 days, that's it, fam. After that, it's a wrap. Which is actually kind of sad, too. If that was my child, I would be like, 3 days. But 3 days is when you ain't had no water, you're done. And they don't do recovery. They just do search, apparently.
You going back to the island.
Over the 3 days, the firefighters hiked the stairs and also searched from above from inside a helicopter. It has also been reported that screams for help were heard at the time he went missing by other hikers close by in the area. Taking to Reddit 10 years ago, a person with the username D. who claims to have heard and was traumatized by the screams, wrote, "I could never explain to you the feeling I felt when you hear a cry like that. The hiker went up the valleyway. I'm not a local, so I don't know any of the names of the ridges. All I can do is try my best to explain to others where we went and where it was that we heard him." He continued, "We started the hike on a trail about 20 feet from the Kulanahahani Trail. We had hiked about 3 hours up. We were yelling to each other to make sure the others were okay because we were so far apart. The wind died down for a half a second and we hear a scream, 'Help me!'
Which if you're in a group, but y'all are separated enough where you can't see each other and then you hear that scream, I would be shitting bricks too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't live my life without you, Becky.
I know. And, it'd be really hard for me to leave you down there on that cliff.
We'd be cussing at each other, be like, "You son of a bitch, but I can't live without you. All right, let's go."
The good news is we'll never be in that position because we ain't going hiking up no mountain. So,
yeah, you keep me safe from making those kind of decisions.
Well, so does your anxiety.
Yeah, it does. It really
Thank you, anxiety.
Thanks. It's like God's gift to me.
Right? They were so shook up by the incident that they called 911 for help. When the rescue team showed up, they allegedly heard more screams. "I'm down here," the group of 5 were said to have heard, but were unable to figure out where the noise was coming from exactly. Which, if you think about it, you're in these mountains that are mountain. So there's an echo. Mm-hmm.
Just bouncing back and forth.
Yeah. How do you figure out?
It. No.
Yeah.
I'm not a condor. I don't know.
Definitely not. I have trouble sometimes just making it to places I know how to go. I got to turn on my GPS. So I'm certainly not going to blindly be able to find you in a lush valley with fog and rain.
Exactly.
Sorry, if your hope is on me, Save your breath for someone else to come along because I'm not going to
It's
be
not
the
gonna be-
one.
I'll find the help for you.
I
I'll
will.
be going to that station and be like, listen, I'm not going back there, but you might wanna.
I left a trail of breadcrumbs to get back to where I was because I would not be able to guide you any other way.
Because I ain't going back. No.
No. And I will have snackies
There's
to
people
leave along the
screaming
way.
back that way, and I don't need to be back that way.
Because I don't know. There might be cougars or something, whatever, in the forests of Hawaii.
Exactly.
I don't know what they are, animals out there, but
It's a jungle, and jungles usually have a lot of poisonous shit.
they do. So,
And poisonous shit that like you've never even heard of.
yeah, it's no for me, dog.
Might be those slugs.
Could be.
It was like rat tail sickness or some shit like that. That's what it was. Sorry. No, it was like a segue to nothing that we needed.
The wind was so bad and the clouds were starting to roll in, so it was hard to hear anything, the user added. My friend and I that heard the last cry are headed up the ridge tomorrow the same way we went Monday. It's hard to explain where the location was that we had heard it, as well as where the voice was coming from. They searched the ridge where his phone last pinged. On Sunday, the captain told KHON TV that they had ruled out the ridge that the stairs are on. However, the summit trail runs the length of the Kailua Mountain. As the fire department's search was coming to a close Monday, the hikers doing their own search reported hearing a scream for help on the valley side, prompting HFD to extend its search another day. They believed they possibly seen a light from a phone. So they thought maybe he was turning on his light from his iPhone to try to like signal where he was.
Like SOS.
Mm-hmm. They were quite adamant that they heard something, HFD spokesman Captain David Jenkins told the Honolulu Star Advisor. The ridgeway where the cry for help was reported was said to be 1 meter wide with extreme drop-offs on both sides. The fire department searched the area looking for signs of falling, such as damaged foliage. But Daylenn was not found, and by Tuesday, March 3rd, 5 days after he went missing, the Honolulu Fire Department discontinued its search. Although the fire department had stopped its search, hundreds of volunteers, including hikers, photographers, drone operators, alongside family members, continued to look. They hiked the trails, rappelled down cliffs, and took photos from a helicopter, in hopes of scanning the high-res images later for some clues. Expert hiker David Conception and the family members believe that Daylenn took the Kualana-Hani Trail, the more difficult of the two trails, based on photos posted to Facebook. According to a March 5th news report by the Honolulu Star, a few days later when the family was studying the last photos that he had sent, they spotted a mysterious figure in the background. A man's head can be seen above a branch of the tree while the rest of the body is crouched down behind the leaves. The family and police asked for the public's assistance in finding the person. There are many theories about the shadow man in the picture. Was he abducted, kidnapped, taken to someplace? Or the common theory he slipped and fell into the vastness of the forest. SF Gate asked HPD for an update regarding the man, but did not receive a response in time for publication. After nearly 2 months of searching with no signs, the volunteer groups ended their search in early April. That's always the hardest part of a search, is winding it down, especially if you haven't been successful, Pearson said. Oahu Search and Rescue will occasionally search old cases during training, including Daylenn's, so he hasn't been forgotten.
That is a creepy photo. I had to.
Okay, I was going to tell you to look it up. It looks like Bigfoot in the background of me.
That's what I was like. That looks primal, like
Yes.
primate.
It's creepy though, right?
Yeah. And it's pretty close.
Yeah. It's a very big area up there, Pearson said. Who knows where he could have ended up? Everybody has their own theories, and the evidence may or not support some of those. There are always more places to look, and there's always room to search the same places over. 10 years later, and he has still never been found.
Oh, when they zoom in on it, you could really see the head, though.
Yeah.
And the body, like the branch is in the way. It's now like a person, but like how many horror movies have we seen where it's like a creature that mimics a person?
So now I've seen the photo numerous times, and like I said, it doesn't look like a person to me. It looks like Bigfoot. But like Jen said, when you zoom in, it does look like a person.
But like it doesn't feel possible because of the way, because it's not like they're sitting by a tree. The bottom of the trees, it's at the top of the trees where people don't usually dilly-dally.
Yeah, they don't usually just hang out in the tops of the tree on a branch in a dense forest like that.
Yeah. Especially not that far up in such a precarious area.
Yeah. So I also looked into ancient and folklore and Hawaii history. But remember, this was indigenous land that the military took and used for war. And one of the most popular folklores is that of the Night Marchers. If you remember, we covered them in episode 56. So if you haven't checked it out, please go back and listen to episode 56.
Pause this episode now and go back to episode 56.
And then rejoin us, and you'll know what I'm talking about. There are also the Menehune, which are a race of small mythical people in Hawaiian folklore. They are said to be skilled builders, working secretly at night and vanishing if seen by humans. And if you do a search of shadow men in Hawaii, Daylenn has now become part of the Hawaiian folklore history.
Where are those things, and how can we get them for the house? Like, I have some DIY stuff that needs to get done.
We just can't watch them, which is fine by me.
I just look away.
I will go lay up in my room and eat snacks and watch TV while they
just
build.
Doom scroll my day away while these little things make shit happen.
Promise I won't look. What has become of the stairs since? In 1999...
You know what it is probably they don't like micromanaging.
They probably don't. And I'm here for it because I don't like it either.
Me either. Sorry.
In 1999, the Honolulu Board of Water Supply took over the land where the stairs reside. In 2020, they submitted an environmental impact statement that recommended removing the stairs. Former Honolulu Mayor Kurt Caldwell vowed to keep the stairs, so the city took ownership of the land in July 2021. However, in June 2022, Honolulu Mayor Rick Balanajar, I don't really care how you say his name.
Let's be real here. Nobody's going to be Googling him after.
No. And the city council said they would remove the stairs. In the fiscal year 2023, budget $1.3 million was appropriated for the stairs removal. The city estimates it'll take 2 years to remove the stairs. Along with the neighborhood complaints, the mayor cited safety concerns as a major reason to remove the stairs.
Do you think that'd really stop people, though?
Well, there ain't no stairs. They're all gone. You're just hiking up the
but
side of the
mountain. But there's still
mountain.
the path there, really, right?
Not really.
It's just rocks underneath the metal, right?
If you look up videos and watch people filming as they're hiking up the stairs, they're so degraded and so little pieces really left.
Honestly, they shouldn't be on that shit to begin with.
It is literally the width of a typical one-person staircase. So it would easily grow right back over because there's already stuff growing in between the cracks of the stairs. In some places, the staircase is completely out, and you have to go through that to get up to the next part. So, girl, a couple years. If their weeds in Hawaii grow like they do in Texas, 1 week it'll be covered.
They sure will be.
As we looked into it, I began to understand the liabilities of the situation, the trespassing, the invasive species, and just a whole lot of other things. This is the right thing to do and we're going to do it, the mayor said. However, Chris Daukas, who supports maintaining the stairs, said he is wrong on all accounts. The safety record is undisputed. 0 accidental deaths in 80 years. The Board of Water Supply admitted in the environmental impact
that you know
statement
of
that they have
I'm
never
sure the
been
dead
sued.
people, the dead people aren't coming back and reporting that.
They are not.
I fell off the thing. I lied to report this. It's dangerous.
The Board of Water Supply admitted in the environmental impact statement that they were never sued. The 800-pound gorilla in the room no one is talking about is the removal will not eliminate trespassing. In fact, it may increase. But I have to say I disagree with that. I think that's people finally shooting a shot to keep the stairs there because, like I said, the stairs are almost overgrown as it is. If you remove them, it's going to be overgrown. And then if you choose on an open land to go hike up the mountain, then that's on you.
Yeah.
But it is a liability if you own the land those stairs are on.
And it's also like not having the mark there, not having the liability on them. I wouldn't blame the city either being like, nah, we done. Because it's a huge liability. Just the pictures of it alone is.
Yeah.
In
2021, Haiku Stairs saw 3 rescues. But there's another way to hike up the ridge to get to the radio station, which is legal, albeit more treacherous. And it had 12 rescues in 2021. The Friends of Haiku advocate for managed access, but it still has many obstacles, including the multiple landowners who control the surrounding land. So they have talked about going and fixing the stairs so that people can hike it in a safe way and make
Right.
it legal. But the problem is when they kept turning this land over and over and over, the route through it, there's multiple different people that own the land. So you'd have to get everybody to agree, everybody to contribute. And we all know that ain't happening.
No.
Managed access is simply a system of providing legal way for the public to have access to the stairs, but also regulating and having some common sense limits so people aren't going there at inappropriate hours or during conditions when it's unsafe. Despite the closure, the Haiku Stairs continue to be a subject of debate, with some advocating for their preservation and others emphasizing the need for public safety. The stairs are now slated for demolition due to safety concerns and legal access. And that is the story. The Haiku Stairs in Daylenn. My resources, because you know our resources. My sources. I guess they're resources.
Let's say.
HaikuStairs.org, HaikuStairwayToHeaven.com, Speculum Local News Hawaii Staircase, HawaiiActivities.com, SFGate.com Hawaii Missing Hiker, Laudable.com, and StrangeOutdoors.com Mysterious Stairs.
It's so crazy. Just thinking about that. Like, there's some things that just don't need preservation.
Yes. And I think that's one of them that I think historically it's great. If you're into military stuff, I could see people going to visit and walk up to the...
Yeah. It's like why people visit the beaches in Normandy and stuff.
Yeah. But it's been sold off so much. Like I said, there's so many people that own parts that it's just never going to happen.
No. That was good.
Thank you.
That poor kid. That figure is pretty fucking creepy, though.
It is, isn't it? So that's the tower at the top that they used. It's still there. So, I mean, I think it would be cool to be able to go up there and see it.
Yeah.
But see all the people hiked up there on top of it?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not about that.
I bet it's creepy as fuck.
Oh, I bet you it is.
Probably haunted.
Bet you that man in the trees is up there waiting for you to snatch your ass up. That's all you had to tell me was there was a creepy man in the trees.
See how narrow the stairs are? And how they're already so overgrown?
Listen, I thought we were going down the stairs precariously at the Winchester Museum, okay?
Exactly. Now imagine that.
I'm already scared of heights. Literally can't get on escalators without having to, like, look down. My daughter has to hold my hand and be like, Mom, I'll tell you when we get to the top.
I'm terrified of all heights as well, so I feel everybody your pain.
Well, you guys, that was fantastic.
Thanks. It was fun.
Don't forget to find us on our social media, Facebook, TikTok, that whole jazz. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us. The more platforms, the better. Check out our merch. Let us know if you have your own Too Close to Home stories. And until next time,
Stay safe.
keep your head on a swivel.
And don't bring it too close to home, or the Shadow Man will get you.
That was great. If you enjoyed this episode of Too Close to Home, don't forget to rate and subscribe to us on most platforms. Follow us on our social media at Too Close Home Pod on Facebook, at Too Close Podcast on Instagram, or if you have your own Too Close to Home experience, shoot us your story at tooclosetohome@yahoo.com. Thanks for listening.